Hello friends, Intuitive Rene here, bringing you your FriYay Pick card readings. For those of you who are finding me for the first time, welcome. It's so lovely to have you here. I hope you enjoy it here at my YouTube channel. And for those of you who are returning, it's so lovely to have you back. I must say that it's been an awesome week. I did things a little bit differently this week with my content, and we did charm readings for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And everybody who acknowledged and everybody who commented and said how much fun they were. So thank you so much. Your support means the absolute world to me. I am blown away at how my channel has grown over the last couple of weeks, over the last couple of months. It really, it's so humbling. It's so humbling to think that so many of you enjoy the content that I put out. You know, I so enjoy doing it. I call this playing. I call this, working with the cards. I really do love, I'm sure you would have noticed, I really do love my cards, and I love sharing them with you. And, creating this content and putting these videos out is the best way for me to share it with you. So thank you. Thank you to all of you, the new followers, new subscribers, and to those who've been following me for some time. I really do value and appreciate you. So thank you so much. It is September. I had to remind myself of that a couple of times this week. It's September. September has happened. It's here. It's quite mind-blowing to try and wrap our minds around where 2020 has gone, what's happened in 2020, all of these kind of things. But September is here. And for those of us in the Southern Hemisphere, this is spring. We're heading into our warmer time now. And for obviously those of you in the Northern Hemisphere, you've gone into autumn. And I'm not ready for spring. I'm a winter girl. Okay. All right. I know I'm on the east coast of South Africa. I'm from Durban. We don't really get cold in winter. I mean, today, this week, we've had quite a chilly week, and I'm in short sleeves and T-shirts and things like that. So no, I don't really get cold, but I'm not ready for our hot summers that we have. I'm wanting to have a little bit of cold weather a little bit longer. I'm not ready for this year to progress and to move the way that it has. I want to slow time down a little bit. These Fridays come around so quickly, and before we know it, we're going to be talking end of the year stuff. We don't want to go there. All right, so because it's change of seasons, I was going to do a whole spring theme. I've had my nails done, put spring flowers on the nails, so I was going to do a whole spring theme, but actually, I have to bear in mind that not everybody who watches my content is from the Southern Hemisphere. So I want to give, a recognition to those of you up in the Northern Hemisphere and say, well, we can't just focus on spring because you guys are not in spring. You've gone into autumn. So what I've done, today's pick a card, today's reading is going to be focusing on the change of seasons. However your season has changed, whether you've gone from winter into spring, whether you've gone from, it doesn't matter. There is changes happening. The changes are happening thick and fast, and we need to get on board with us. So what we're doing today is I have put 3 decks out that I'm going to be working with today. And the first deck that I'm using is a deck that I actually only got yesterday. Okay, so this is a brand new deck for me, and it was actually a gift. So I'm so grateful, so blessed, and so honored to receive this deck. I'll show you the box. Let me grab it there so that you can see it. The Ethereal Visions Tarot deck. It is beautiful. It's got this gorgeous gold gilding, not only on the box but on the cards themselves, and it is beautiful. So I have shuffled and really put lots of positive energy into this deck, and this is the deck that's going to give us the main information for our reading today. So as I said to you, I've created a reading called Change of Seasons because it's inevitable. Stuff is changing around us all the time. And then because this deck is quite a soft deck, its colors are soft and gentle, its messages are soft and gentle, I thought I would team it up with the other 2 decks that you can see over here, which are both from Kyle Gray. And actually this one is his new deck. It also only arrived this week. So this is Kyle Gray's The Angel Guide Oracle. It is amazing. If you're into your angels, if you like getting gentle messages, it really is. It's awesome. It really is. Must be honest that I haven't read the guidebook because I don't read guidebooks on oracle cards, but it is really stunning. I've worked with it for a couple of days now, and I love it. And then the other one is a deck I have used quite a few times. It's the Angels and Ancestors. So once we have got the reading on the change that's happening in your life and the kind of things that you can expect and look forward to, we will then get some messages from the angels. So I think it's going to be quite an awesome pick a card. So let me stop babbling. I see we're on 5 minutes already and I haven't even said anything. Gosh. And what we need to do now is I'm going to perform my magic on the screen. And on screen right now, you're going to have an image of the bundles, of the choices that are available to you now. So all you need to do is take a deep breath in and exhale it out. And with the exhale, let out all your stresses and all your worries, all the concerns and troubles and anxieties of the past week. Let it all out. Clear your mind. Ground yourself. Connect to Mother Earth. Ground yourself. And when you're ready, have a look at the picture on screen and let yourself be drawn to whichever bundle has the answers that you need. So if you are normally the kind of person who always picks bundle 2 or always picks the third one or always picks the first one, let's, really focus and pay attention to what your body is telling you, what your heart is telling you, what your soul is telling you, and just to see if you are choosing the right bundle today. Good. Right. So let's get straight into it. So you know how it works. For those of you who are here for the first time, if you are on YouTube, if you open up the little description box below, you will see there will be timestamps for each of the bundles. So you don't have to, if bundle 3 is your bundle, you don't have to get through all the way or try and find it. You can just click the timestamp and it'll take you straight there. And if you are on my blog, you'll have the timestamps below this video. So friends, I'll see you at your bundle. And welcome to those of you who chose bundle 1 as the bundle that has the message you need to hear today. Welcome, welcome. I hope you are well and I hope you've had a good week. If you didn't watch the intro, I did explain about the cards that I'm using all in the intro, but otherwise you can see them over there. I have got them, and obviously I will list the information about them in the description box below. But today we're focusing on change of seasons. So not everybody is in the southern hemisphere like me. There's some of you that are in the northern hemisphere. So I didn't want to focus just on spring or just on autumn. So today we're focusing on change of seasons because it's what's happening now in September, isn't it? The seasons have changed. The seasons are changing and we need to adapt. We need to be mindful that change, it's the only constant in life is change, isn't it? So that is what I'm focusing on today. And what I've got is I've written out a couple of questions here in front of me, and I'm going to be using this amazing deck, which I received yesterday. It's the Ethereal Visions Tarot deck, and it is beautiful. Just the imagery is just so gentle. It's just so soft. It's really stunning. It's almost like it just makes you feel comforted, okay? So I thought it's a lovely deck to use for what I wanted to do with us today. So we're looking at change of season. So I've got a couple of questions written down which we're gonna ask, and then once we're done with that, we're then going to use the 2 Kyle Gray decks that I have listed over here, both of them being angel decks, because if you know Kyle Gray, he's all about the angels, and I have them on the table here in front of me, and we'll get messages from the angels to complement and to go with the changes that are happening around us. All right, friends. So let's start shuffling. I know I've been shuffling for a while, but give me set the intention. So as I shuffle these cards today, we're asking that the cards that we draw from this deck and the other decks, all the cards that we select today, let the cards be, oops, gosh, these are quite large, so I'm a bad shuffler. The cards that we draw today, let them be the cards that give us the inspiration, the guidance, and the messages from the spirit world that we need to hear today, all about change, all about the change of seasons, all about where we need to change in our life, what is important and what is significant. May we get the cards that bring us the guidance and the inspiration that we need for the highest good of everybody watching right now. Doesn't matter when you're watching, because this is, I suppose it's not really timeless, it's about changing seasons, but seasons are changing all the time. So whenever it is that you find this video, whenever it is that you're watching, let the cards that we draw be for all of your highest good. And so it is. Right. So the first card, or the first question that we're asking, because I have no shuffle. So we've got 3 questions that I am asking today. And the first question is, what needs to change in your life? Okay. So, and I think that's quite a big one. I could have started off with something a little bit simpler, but we're like going straight there. what needs to change in your life. So we're going to use this beautiful deck, and let's draw a single card. That one over there looks good. I'm going to put these down. What needs to change in your life? First of all, can you see that gold gilding? Isn't it gorgeous? Let me hold it that you can see the image. Maybe it's better that way. There we go. So we have the Ace of Cups. So what needs to change in your life? Ace of Cups is about a new connection with another being. It's about recognizing relationships. It's about allowing new people into your life. It's about allowing connections with other people. So this card is saying to you today, I didn't realize the blingy bling was going to be so blingy bling. Isn't it gorgeous? I love it though. So the Ace of Cups, what needs to change in your life? Maybe it's the way that you let people in. Maybe that's the part of you that needs to change. Have you, during the winter months, because in the Southern Hemisphere, we've just come out of winter with lockdown, with coronavirus, with all of these other things that are going on, have you maybe withdrawn a little bit? Have you maybe pulled away a little bit and kept yourself a little bit isolated, kept yourself a little bit alone? And maybe what needs to change in your life is that you need to let people in. I think you can see the card nicely like that. You need to start letting people in. You need to start connecting with other people. You need to start allowing people into your space, reaching out and connecting with other people, and recognizing that as much as you've been okay with your own company, it's now time to start reconnecting, to start making connections with other people. So what is the one thing in your life that needs to change right now is your ability to attract new people, your ability to let people into your life. That is how I am interpreting this card today. And I'm going to leave that on the table there in front of me. We have already shuffled, but I'll just give it one more shuffle. The next question I want to ask, so we've recognized the change. Now we want to know, how can you positively embrace this change? You know, it's all good and well to identify it. It's all good and well to say what the change is and what's missing or what needs to change in your life. But how do we do that? How do we embrace this change? Okay, so how do we positively embrace the change? And remember, for you, the change is letting people in, attracting new people into your life and letting people in. How do we positively embrace that change? Let's see what we get. Okay, I like that one over there. I love it. I absolutely love it. So here we have the Hierophant. Oh, just look at him. Isn't he gorgeous? These cards are absolutely exquisite. So the Hierophant is all about religious structure. The Hierophant is all about teachings. The Hierophant is all about imparting knowledge. He's all about being, you know, he's got so much wisdom, he's got so much understanding, he's got so much compassion for other people, so much so that he doesn't really need other people, but he's always willing to share. He's always willing to impart the knowledge that he has. But he's all about recognizing simple structures. You know, it's not overcomplicated and fancy. It's actually quite simple. So the question we were asking is, how can you positively embrace the change that is needed? Remember, the change is to let people in, is to attract and to allow new energies and new people into your space. And how do you positively embrace that? The Hierophant is saying to you, you don't have to make it overcomplicated. It doesn't have to be. So it's either about going to church, going to whatever is considered a religious place of happiness and a place of joy for you, and meeting new people and connecting with people there, or about connecting with anybody who has the same interests as you, okay? About going to a place of education, going to a place of school, going to a place of learning, a place of understanding, and connecting with the people there. And you know what? I think this is so interesting. This is telling you that the new people that you need to attract into your life are not people that you're going to meet at work. It's not people that you're going to find in your place of employment, because a lot of us are working from home. So the chances of meeting somebody at work are quite slim. This is telling you that you've got to find it in your community. Okay, you're going to find these people. You're going to find these new people to attract into your life inside your community. So connect with your community in whichever way makes you happy. We're not forcing you to do something that you don't want to do. We're not forcing you to do something that feels strange or feels peculiar. But the Hierophant, you know, his advice is often very simple. His advice is never really complicated. You know, he's saying to you, if you want to have happiness, if you want happiness in your life, this is what you do. So friends, for all of you today, in order to let new people into your life, in order to have new people connect with you and new people to share your life with you, you need to do things that make you happy. You need to go to places that make you happy. You need to connect with your community in a way that brings you happiness and joy. Okay, so I'm going to shuffle again because we've got one more question to ask. And this is an interesting one. So the first question we asked was what needed to change in your life. The second question was how to implement that change, how to embrace the change. And the third question that we're asking today is what is the outcome of this change? So if you take the advice given to you today, here and now, what will the outcome of that be? So if you meet these new people in your community, within your place of joy, within your place of bliss and happiness, what will that mean? What will that bring to you? What is the outcome of this connection? So excited. Okay, let's draw one card. That one over there looks good. Two want to come up, but I'm only taking one. I love it. Just see if I can hold the card. There we go. Look at that. Strength. So strength is a major arcana tarot card, and the strength is telling you that you've got inner strength within you, that you are stronger than you realize, that you are stronger, you are stronger than you realize you are. You can achieve more than you give yourself credit for. It also says to you that, remember the question here, what is the outcome of this change? The change is welcoming and allowing new people into your life. How do we do that? Connecting with our community. The outcome of that change is you becoming more confident, stronger within yourself. We're not talking about muscles, okay? Although maybe you're going to meet them at the gym because Hierophant, he's about that, okay? He can be absolutely about that. So the strength card is saying to you that you will come out of this a stronger person, a better person, a more content, a more compassionate, a more understanding person. And that is obviously what is needed right now. Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. Okay, so friends, for those of you who chose bundle one, remember the question, the theme today, what we're looking at today is the changing of the seasons. Change is happening around you. How do you embrace it? What do you need to do? What is it that Spirit are encouraging you to do right now in your life? And remember, it's all about going out there and meeting new people, connecting with others, allowing people into yours. Let your barriers down, let your guards down and connect with people. You will find these people in your local community. You will find these people in the places of learning, in the places of understanding, in the places that make you happy, the place where you feel content, where you feel satisfied. And the outcome of this, connecting with other people, is going to make you feel more confident, stronger, more together, more understanding, and more compassion in your life. I think that's absolutely quite awesome. So now I'm going to use the Kyle Gray cards that you see over here. And the first one I'm using is the Angel Guide. These cards are just exquisite. And we're going to shuffle. And we're asking now for a message from the angels. How are the angels going to assist us? How are the angels going to guide us? What advice do the angels have for us with regards to this change that we need to undergo, with regards to letting people in? What is the message from the angels? What do the angels want us to know here, now, and today? Okay. And that one over there looks quite good. That one. Oh, you see, look at that. Strength and guidance. Isn't that awesome? So the angels are saying to you that they have got your back. The angels are saying to you that they are taking care of you. They are watching up to you. They're looking after you. But they're saying to you that you have to be strong. You have to be strong. They are guiding you. They are helping you. They're there for you. But they're pushing you because they want you to be stronger. They want you to be more content. They want you to be more comfortable. They want you to be all of those kind of things that you need to be. And the angels are saying to you, they've got you. Okay. So don't feel vulnerable. Don't feel afraid. You know, I know meeting new people and letting people into your space can be scary. I know it can be quite overwhelming, especially considering the times that we're in. But the angels are saying to you that it's important. It's important that you put yourself out there. It's important that you connect with others. And just know that you are stronger than you realize and that they have got your back. Spirit are looking after you. They're looking out for you, which is really great. So now I want to grab the Angels and Ancestors deck. So let's see if that message is the same. Let's see what the angels and ancestors want to say. So again, this is also a Kyle Gray deck. I love Kyle Gray. He's awesome. His decks are phenomenal. So angels and ancestors, how are you going to help us? What is it, the message that you want for us? How are you going to assist us to go through this change and to implement the change that is needed in our lives right now? Let's grab one and see what we get. Taking that one over there. So it's autumn. So the card we've drawn is autumn, which is also about, change of seasons and all that kind of stuff. Even though here in the Southern Hemisphere, we're going into spring, but you guys up there north, you're going into autumn. And the message is release the old and rest. So it is so important. We need to recognize that the way we used to live, the way we used to make friends, the way we used to connect with people, our social environments, all of that has changed, okay? The way that we react socially is different to the way it used to be. So it's all about embracing the change. It's all about embracing the new and realizing that the way to make friends, the way to increase our social circle, the way to connect with our community is different. It's different. We have to do things differently. We cannot do things the same way it's always been done. So release the old and rest. The rest part is saying to you, with the change of seasons, when you put something out there, you need to pause. When you take a step, you need to wait and see the response, see the reaction. So don't be so gung-ho and charging ahead, because then you're just going to frighten people. You need to take a step forward and pause, take a step forward and pause, and wait until somebody reciprocates, wait until somebody acknowledges and steps forward. And then you know that you're meeting the right people. Then you know that you are welcoming and attracting the tribe, your community, the people that are going to bring something into your life to help you be stronger, more confident, and happier. Because that's exactly what the angels are saying to you. Strength and guidance. Release the old and rest. I think that is absolutely fantastic. So friends, those of you who chose bundle 1, there is your message. I do hope you've enjoyed it. If you did enjoy the message, please can I have a thumbs up from you? That would be awesome. And if you haven't already done so, subscribe to my channel, because there's a lot of content that's available on this channel. Mondays we have Taroscopes. Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays I give you a very short little message for the day. And Fridays we have Pick a Card. So until we meet again, from my heart to yours, you take care. And an extra special welcome to those of you who chose bundle 2 as the bundle that has the message you need to hear today. Welcome. It's lovely to have you here. If you didn't watch the intro and you want to know about the cards and the decks that I'm using today, please, it'll all be in the intro or otherwise in the description box below. But today what we're doing is, let me start shuffling my cards. Sorry, need to shuffle the cards while I'm talking to you. Today what we're doing, it's the change of seasons, okay? So here in the Southern Hemisphere, we're going into spring, and everybody in the Northern Hemisphere, you're going into autumn. So I thought it was important that we look at change that's happening in our lives, because yeah, change is happening. It's happening all around us. It's the only thing that's constant in life is change, isn't it? So we need to learn how to embrace that change. And right here and right now, there's clearly something that needs to shift and change within each one of you that are watching right now. So as I shuffle this deck. So basically, sorry, let me start that again. Okay, so from this tarot deck, which is the Ethereal Visions Tarot, it is absolutely awesome. From this deck, we're going to be asking the questions around the change, and I've got a couple of questions written down here in front of me. And then the other 2 decks that I'm using are both Kyle Gray decks, and they are decks on angels. So we're going to get inspiration and messages from our angels on how they're going to assist us with the change that is happening in our lives right now. Okay, so as I'm shuffling this deck, we're asking that all the cards that I draw today be the cards that every single one of you need to hear, need to see. Cards of giving messages of love, messages of inspiration, messages of guidance, and messages of compassion and understanding, okay, from Spirit, for every single one of you watching now. Let it be exactly the message you need. May it make sense to you. May it give you the upliftment and give you everything that you need right now. And so it is. So, friends, I'm going to carry on shuffling for another minute or 2. The first question we're asking is, what needs to change in your life right now? So it's not about, yeah, it's what does Spirit think needs to change in your life right now? What is the one thing, the one area, the one thing that needs to change in your life right now? Let's draw a card and see. So let me just put these together. So we're going to draw one card for each of the questions I have. This question that we're asking now is what, let me put those down. I'm not going to show you the card just yet, but I will have a look. What needs to change in your life right now? So this card is, this deck is quite blingy. So I'm going to try and hold it that I don't blind you. This one doesn't have too much blingy blingy, but aren't they gorgeous? So judgment. Judgment is such an interesting card, and it's quite a, I'm not surprised that it came out today. I thought it would come out in one of the bundles. It was a guarantee, because it is the one thing that a lot of us need to change in our lives. Okay, so remember the question we were asking right now. The whole theme about today's reading is about change of seasons, the change that we need to effect in our lives. And the question here is, what needs to change in your life right now? And you've got the judgment card, and it's not. It is, but it's not about judgment of others. This is judgment of self. Because we are all our own worst enemies. There we go, we hold it like that. We are all our own worst enemies. We are so quick to be hard on ourselves and to be so judgmental and to say, oh no, you can't do that. You're not good enough for that. Oh, you're going to fail. Don't even try, because you know you're going to fail. It's just going to be another disaster. Those are the kind of words that we say to ourselves over and over and over again. But we are also very judgmental of other people. But the judgment card here is really, it's about saying, being comfortable enough with who you are that you can stand exposed, naked, giving yourself to whoever is out there, letting them see you in your true glory, see you for who you really are, without judgment, without expectation. So what needs to change in your life right now? Judgment of self and the judgment that you have for others. You need to become a little bit more mindful of your own thoughts about yourself, your own judgment of self, and also the judgment that you have about other people. So I'm going to leave that card on the table here in front of me, pick up the deck again, and let's carry on shuffling. The next question that, because, you know, we can all say, yes, 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 we need to be less judgmental. We can all say that. We can all say that, you know, in our lives right now, it's important to not judge others and not judge. Don't be so hard on yourself. You know, we hear those words all the time. Saying it is one thing. Saying it is one thing, but how do we embrace that? How do we actually implement that in our life? So the next question we're asking here is, how do we positively embrace this change that is needed in our lives right now? So we're asking the cards, how do we positively embrace the change that we need to implement? And the change is dropping the judgment. How do we drop the judgment of self and the judgment of others? How do we just be accepting? How do we be less judgmental? How do we be more accepting and more just content with who we are and who everybody else is? Okay. Right, let's grab a card. So we're just going to draw one card again. I want that one over there. Very, very interesting. I want to hold it there. You can see the image. There we go. Queen of Swords. So Queen of Swords, look at her. She's not even looking straight, okay? She's not even looking head on. She is so in her mind, because swords is all about our intellect. It's all about our thinking. It's about the stuff that happens here in our head, okay? So the Queen of Swords, she's very comfortable and very content with who she is. She doesn't need any external validation, but she's got a sharp tongue, she's got a sharp mind, and she's not afraid to use it. So it's very interesting that this card's come up. So the first question we were asking is, what needs to change in our life? And we got the Judgment card. How do we positively embrace that? Queen of Swords. It's about recognizing the thoughts, recognizing the judgment, recognizing the way you initially react, the way you initially respond. You've got to start paying attention and listening to what's happening here in your mind and catch yourself before it comes out here. Okay, so how do we positively embrace the change of letting go of judgment, judgment of self and judgment of others? So every time you hear yourself saying, you can't do that, don't even bother, you're going to fail, or a negative judgment about anybody else, you need to catch yourself saying it, you need to hear yourself saying it, and you need to stop it from exiting the mouth, because that's what the Queen of Swords is all about. She knows her worth. She's comfortable with who she is. She knows exactly who she is and what she's capable of. She doesn't necessarily need any external validation. And anytime somebody tells her something that she doesn't like, she's going to respond, okay? She's going to say, actually, no, I'm not like that. You've read me wrong, okay? She's not afraid to speak out. She's not afraid to express herself. So again, how do we lose and let go of and change the judgment we have about ourselves and the judgment we have about anybody else? It's about knowing who you are. It's about being okay with who you are. It's about listening to the thoughts that you have, stopping them before they exit your mouth. But it's also about standing up for yourself. So when other people are judging you, when other people are giving you judgmental comments, instead of just going, yeah, you're right, maybe you need to stand up for that. Maybe you need to stand up and say, actually, no, I'm not like that. Actually, no, I am better than that. Stand up for yourself. All right. Now we have one more question. So we've spoken about the change that is necessary, the change that is needed. We have spoken about how to implement that change. We've spoken about what you need to do to react and to allow that change to happen. Now, the next question we're asking is, if we implement this change, if we become less judgmental, if we become more confident, if we stand up to the bullies a little bit more, if we are less judgmental of ourselves and have more faith and belief in our own abilities, what will be the outcome of this change? So that's the third question. What is the outcome of this change? So if we become less judgmental, if we become more compassionate and understanding of ourselves and of others, how will this change our lives? How will this impact on us? What is the outcome of this if we are able to implement it? Let's see what we get. So excited. Taking that one over there. There we go. Ace of Wands. You know what? The Ace of Wands is about passion. The Ace of Wands is about enthusiasm. It's about inspiration. It's about, sorry, this card is quite blingy. I love this. This deck is, there we go. This deck is absolutely phenomenal. Colors are so gentle, but it's got that bling. It's just gorgeous. So the Ace of Wands is saying to you about passion and about creativity and about inspiration and ideas and energy to follow through with an idea. So the outcome, this is now making perfect sense. You need to let go of judgment. I have said it's about judgment of self, but it's also about the judgment of others. How do we do that? By standing up for yourself, by recognizing your worth and by speaking out when necessary, but also about catching your thoughts, especially if they are judgmental thoughts, catching them in time to eradicate them and to remove them and to change them. And if we do that, the outcome for you is going to be all these opportunities for growth, all these opportunities to implement new ideas, to take your life in a completely different direction, to finally live the dreams, the aspirations, and the visions that you have for yourself. Because the Ace of Wands is about new opportunities, beautiful, passionate, exciting opportunities, but all your self-judgment, all your self-negative talk, all those kind of thoughts that you have that like, oh, you can't do that, you'll never get it right, you'll just fail. All of those kind of thoughts are stopping you from living the life that you need to live, that you deserve to live, and that you should be living. So the Ace of Wands is saying to you, the outcome, if you stop the self-talk, if you stop the judgment, the judgmental thoughts, if you stop those, you will surprise yourself at how creative, how inspiring, and how amazing your life will actually become. So friends, I absolutely love that. So I'm now picking up this deck, which is the Angel Guide by Kyle Gray. It's a new deck. I think it was only released now a couple of days ago. It's a new deck of his, and it is just absolutely gorgeous. So what we're asking here is, how are the angels going to assist us? How are the angels going to guide us? How are the angels going to work with us? How are the angels going to help us to be less judgmental? How are the angels going to help us to implement these changes that we need to implement in our life? These changes that are taking place around us, and these changes that we can't ignore any longer. How are the angels going to assist us? Let's see what we get. So just going to draw one card. That one over there looks good. Angelic protection. So what that's telling you is that the angels are confirming that they are going to stand right by you. They are going to stand there at the ready to guide and assist you, so that when you're feeling vulnerable, when you're feeling afraid, when you're feeling nervous about stopping the judgment, about standing up to the bullies, standing up to the people who are judging you, the angels are going to be right there by you, protecting you and guiding you. You have got their protection, and they have got your back. I love that. You know, sometimes in order for us to fight back, in order for us to stand up for ourselves, we don't ever feel confident to do it on our own. But when we know that we've got a group, when we know that we've got somebody in our corner, when we know that there's somebody who's watching out for us, it makes us feel more confident. So please, you just need to know that the angels are with you. You need to know that the angels have got you and that the angels are doing their best to assist you so that you can be strong enough to withstand the judgment, to stop the judgment, and to change your life. Leave that there. We're going to carry on. Oh, this is so awesome. I'm loving this. This is the Angels and Ancestors deck, also by Carl Gray. So we're asking again, Angels and Ancestors, how are you going to help us? What are you going to do? What is it that we need to know from you? What other advice do you have for us on how we can best let go of the judgment and embrace the change that is necessary in our lives right now? Angels and Ancestors, what do you want us to know? How are you going to help us? How are you going to ensure the protection? How are you going to ensure that we're strong enough to do the things that we need to do? Let's see what we get. So again, just drawing one card. That one over there looks good. We have the eagle. And the message of the eagle is see from a higher perspective. So that's exactly what the angels are going to do. This is what our angels and ancestors, they're going to help us. Every time we notice the judgment, every time we acknowledge the judgment, whether it's us being judgmental or whether it's us being judged, okay? Every time that happens, the angels and the ancestors are going to help you to see things from a higher perspective, to recognize it, to see it, and therefore to make the change that is necessary, because they want us to have this Ace of Wands. They want us to have new opportunities. They want us to flourish. They want us to grow. They want us to succeed. But they recognize that in order for us to succeed, we have to see things differently. We have to see things from a higher perspective. We have to see things from a different perspective so that we can recognize where we are going wrong. Okay. So, friends, for those of you who chose this bundle, I do hope you've enjoyed this message. I do hope that this message really talks to you and really just hits home the kind of things that you have been doing to yourself, the judgment, because judgment is the big thing. And we have to learn to not be so judgmental of ourselves. More importantly, you know, we are, as human beings, we are generally judgmental of others. But it's so important that you let go of the judgment that you have about yourself. Set yourself free and allow yourself to shine, because there are so many amazing opportunities out there for you that you need to grab, you need to hold on to, because you deserve it. So if you enjoyed this message, please can I have a thumbs up from you? And if you haven't already done, don't forget to subscribe, because there's a lot of content available for you on my channel. Mondays we have tarot scopes. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays you get short little messages of inspiration for the day. And Fridays is pick a card. And until we meet again, from my heart to yours, you take care. And welcome to those of you who chose bundle 3 as the bundle that has the message you need to hear today. Welcome. If you want to know about all these awesome decks that I'm using today, all that information will be in the intro part and in the description box below. But let me start shuffling while I'm talking to you. I always forget that part. So friends, today we are looking at change. Seasons are changing right now. For us here in the Southern Hemisphere, we're shifting over into spring, and for everybody in the Northern Hemisphere, we're shifting over into autumn. So change is happening. Change is the only constant in life. It's the only thing that's guaranteed, is that things are going to change. Seasons are going to change, and we need to adapt. We need to get with the program, if I can put it that way. Okay, and it's important for us to embrace the change. It's important to us to recognize the need for the change and to embrace it and to go with it. So this first deck that I'm using, this tarot deck that I'm using, is the Ethereal Visions Tarot. That's the back of the cards. They are just absolutely gorgeous. It's a deck I received yesterday, and I have been loving them and working so nicely with them. They really are awesome. Quite blingy, as you'll see shortly, but they really are stunning. So what I've got in front of me here, I have a couple of questions that we're going to be going through. So I'm going to be using this deck to answer a couple of questions regarding change of seasons, okay? But as I shuffle this card now, let's set the intention. So as I shuffle these cards now, we're asking you, the cards that we draw today, be exactly the cards that you need to see and that you need to hear. May they be cards of inspiration and guidance. It's cards of love, cards of inspiration, cards of motivation, and cards that just speak truth to every single one of you that are watching right now, whenever it is that you watch this video. We're asking that the cards be protected, that they give us exactly the messages that we need for the highest good of everybody watching right now. And so it is. All right, friends. So first question, what is it in your life that needs to change right now? What in your life needs to change right now? That is the question we're asking, and we're going to draw a card for it. So what needs to change in your life right now? And I'm just going to draw one card for each of the questions that we're asking. That card over there looks good. What needs to change in your life right now? So you can see these cards are quite blingy. So I have to hold it in a way that you can actually see the image and not get blinded by the bling. It's awesome. So we have the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is the card that's come through for you today in answer to the question, what needs to change? Four of Wands is the card of celebration. It's the card of commitment. It's the card of joy. It's the card of acknowledging how you are so much better and stronger with somebody else. Okay, so that somebody else doesn't always necessarily have to be romantic. It doesn't always have to be relationship related, but this is generally often known as the marriage card, and to me marriage is about commitment. It's about long-term commitment. So what needs to change in your life? It may be your outlook about commitment. It may be the fact that you need to make a commitment. It may be the fact that you need to give up on a commitment, but commitment is the word of what needs to change in your life. Obviously your circumstances are your circumstances, and you will apply this message appropriately, however it fits in. But understand that what needs to change in your life is commitment. You either need to become committed or you need to let go of commitment, because you know what, sometimes when we are committed to a certain situation, to a person, to a circumstance, when we are committed, sometimes being committed when the whole situation has gone bad and we remain committed, we just continually get hurt, get upset, get frustrated, our lives just don't go anywhere. Okay, so sometimes commitment can be a bad thing. All right, so it's about recognizing the commitment in your life, recognizing the commitment you need, recognizing the commitment you don't need, and recognizing the commitment you want. Okay, so today what I'm saying to you, what Spirit is saying to you, what needs to change in your life is commitment. Something needs to change there. You either need to make the proposal, you need to end the proposal, you need to make the commitment, you need to end the commitment, or you need to update the commitment. Okay, because that's what's coming through for you quite clearly. It's about recognizing what are you committed to, what have you made that connection or that what have you made a commitment to, and is it still appropriate and is it still valid in your life? All right, I'm going to leave that card on the table here, and I want to grab the deck again because now we're going into the next question. So now that we've sort of identified what needs to change, what is it that Spirit wants you to focus on, what change is relevant and necessary in your life right now, the next card we're asking, or the next question we're asking is, how do we positively embrace that change? How do we implement that change? How do we positively embrace? And I'm sure this is going to tell us whether it's commitment we need to make or commitment we need to end. So how do we positively embrace the change of commitment in our life right now? Let's have a look and see. Okay, so we're going to draw just a single card again. That one over there. Popped out so easily. Oh my gosh, right. This is very interesting. We have what's called the heartbreak card. Okay, we have the Three of Swords, otherwise known as the heartbreak card. So how do we positively embrace the change? By letting go. Okay, heartbreak is about an end of a heart-related circumstance or situation. Heartbreak card is saying to you that sometimes you just recognize there's no happiness there anymore. Recognize it's not fulfilling you anymore. Recognize that you've got swords piercing your heart. Okay, so all of you who chose bundle 3, recognize that we have to sometimes, the change that we have to implement, the change has got to do with commitment, and it's about recognizing that sometimes we just have to let it go. How do we positively embrace the change? By recognizing the pain that it's causing, recognizing the heartbreak that it's causing, and therefore make the change. So if you're not sure what commitment Spirit are talking to, it'll be the circumstance and the situation in your life that's causing pain, that's causing heartbreak, that's causing all of that. Okay. So I don't want to hop on that too much because it's painful. But we do have one more question. So back onto the tarot deck. This is going to be very interesting. So friends who chose bundle 3, we have identified what needs to change in your life, and it is the commitment that you have made or the commitment that you need to make. How do we positively embrace that change? By recognizing the pain and recognizing where you are heart sore. Okay, this next question is, what is the outcome of that change? So if you correctly identify what is causing heartbreak, what is causing pain, and you recognize the commitment there, and whether you either make the commitment or let go of the commitment, because remember, your circumstances are your circumstances. What is the outcome? So in other words, if you change the commitment, change the circumstance of whatever is causing heartbreak, heart pain in your life, what will the outcome be of that? Let's see what we get. What is the outcome of the change that we need to implement? Taking that one right there. Oops, 2 cards want to come. It's actually, I'm going to take both. Sorry, I wasn't going to. So this is really, 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 really interesting. Here we have the 5 of Wands, and the 5 of Wands is the conflict card. Okay, there's just no way around it. 5 of Wands is the conflict card. Everybody's fighting everybody. Okay, there's chaos. There's fighting everywhere. Everybody's pecking on everybody else. Nobody knows who they are. Nobody knows what they're standing for. It's not like 2 of them are fighting against 3 of the others or anything like that. It's just total chaos. So remember the question we asked you, what is the outcome of the change? And the outcome of the change is that people are going to resist. People resist change. We don't like it, okay? We would much rather keep doing things the same way, even if it's boring, even if it doesn't fulfill us. But we would rather do that than make a change. And unfortunately, we are in times of change. Every aspect of our life is changing. The way we perceive things, the way we look at things, the way we make commitments. The way we make commitments is changing. The way we experience happiness is changing. Because things that used to make us happy might not be doing that anymore. So here we're asking, what is the outcome of the change? It's telling you that it's going to be conflict. There are going to be people in your life who are not going to be happy that you've made this change. There are going to be people around you, people that you know, people in your life who are going to be like, what are you doing? Okay, they're not really going to understand. There is going to be that conflict. But there was another card that came out. Oh, I absolutely love it. The other card that came out is the Fool card. And the Fool card is about new journey, about new adventures, about having that faith to step out of your comfort zone, to step into your new life, into the future. It's about a brand new beginning. The Fool is card 0. So in other words, it's even before things have begun, even before the beginning. All right. It is that special moment, that little spark that ignites passion, enthusiasm, creativity, abundance, joy, happiness. I've said that already. So the Fool card. So you've got to be brave enough and confident enough to not let this put you off, not let other people's chaos and other people's worries and other people's anxieties determine your happiness. You've got to recognize that if you let go of that chaos, you are allowing yourself, remember, this is the outcome of the change. So if you embrace this change and change the commitment, change it in whichever way, either by making it or letting it go, you are allowing yourself to embark on a life, on an adventure that is going to make you happy. A brand new something that you probably can't even visualize right now. Wow. So this is getting deep. This is really getting deep. So friends, those of you who chose bundle 3, I really want you to sit with this. I really want you to think about what commitment in your life is it that's causing the heartbreak? What commitment in your life is causing all of this? What commitment is going to make people look at you and go, what are you doing? Okay. What commitment is going to cause chaos when you change it? And what commitment, if you change it, is going to allow you, is going to set you free and allow you to embark on a life of happiness that you want, need, and deserve. So we're not done yet. I'm now going to pick up this awesome deck. So this is from Carl Gray here. It is this first one over there, which is the Angel Guide cards. It's a new deck that Carl Gray has only just recently, in the last couple of weeks, that he's released, and it is an amazing deck. So as I'm shuffling this deck, we're asking the angels, how are they going to help us? What are they going to do to make this transition, to make this change easier? What are they going to do to make sure that we make the right change? What are the angels going to do to help us on this journey, to allow us to make the change that is necessary and needed in our lives right now? So angels, how are you going to help us? What is the message you have for us to help us through this change and this transition? Let's see what we get from the angels. Taking that one right there. There are 44 cards, I think, in this deck. This is the second time this card has been drawn out in this picker card. So clearly, the angels are giving us a message, strength and guidance. You know what? I think the angels really want you to know that you need to be strong, okay? You need to dig deep. You need to find that strength. You need to find that strength within yourself, but you also need to lean on them. Let them be your strength, okay? Lean on spirit, lean on your angels, and let them help you, because this change is so important. This change is so relevant. This change is so significant in your life. You cannot miss this opportunity. You cannot not do this, okay? And the angels want to help you. The angels are going to guide you and help you through this, all right? They are going to give you strength. They are going to be your strength, and they are going to guide you through this journey. So let them be there for you. Let them help you. Let's see. I'm now picking up the next angel deck, also a Carl Gray deck, and this is the Angels and Ancestors deck. So we're still carrying on with our angels, and we want to know from our angels and our ancestors, how are they going to support us through this change? How are they going to give us the strength and guidance? Strength and guidance. How are they going to give us the strength and the guidance that we need? How are they going to assist us? What is the other message they have for us? And what do we need to be focusing on right now in order to implement this change that is so desperately needed in our lives right now? Okay. Put them together and take one. I love it. These cards are exquisite. Just look at that imagery. Just look at his eyes. It's almost like he's really looking into your soul, isn't it? So we have the star ancestor, and the message is to follow the voice of your soul. And you know what? I really think that makes total sense. When we look at this commitment, when we look at this celebration, when we look at this commitment that we need to make, have to end, whatever it is that we need to do, listen to the voice of your soul, because this unhappiness, this heartbreak that you are experiencing, this heartbreak that you are going through at the moment is not necessary. The angels and the spirits don't want you to have that pain. They don't want that for you. Nobody wants that for you. Nobody's supposed to be so unhappy. You're supposed to be enjoying a really good life. We have to let go of whatever is causing us pain. Listen to the voice of your soul, because therein lies the truth. Therein lies the truth. Yeah. Okay. Don't worry about what other people think. Don't worry about what other people say. Don't let other people's judgments and expectations and thoughts and feelings and emotions cloud what you need to do. It's time that you step out on your own. It's time that you embrace your own life, embrace your own happiness, embrace your own existence, and do what makes you happy. Listen to the voice of your soul. Friends, those of you who chose bundle 3, there is your message. I do hope that you've enjoyed that. I do hope that it speaks a truth to your soul that really resonates with you. And if it does, can I please have a thumbs up from you? And if you haven't already done, please subscribe to my channel, because there's a lot of content on the channel to keep you inspired and to keep you motivated and to help you through your life journey. Mondays, we have tarot scripts. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, short little inspiring messages to get you through the day. And every Friday, there is a pick a card. So until we meet again, from my heart to yours, you take care.